the esteemed chairman, present chairman, and the future chairman are also there, students and representatives from various corporate sectors. It's my privilege to be here today. I am sorry if I barged in slightly early and you had to hurry up back from your lunch. And I am also sorry. In fact, it is my loss that I couldn't see that nice performance classical because of the technical hitch. So probably our loss. And I'm sure that by the time I finish my talk, that will be ready. So you would be worrying that what a police officer is going to talk of cyber security, right? Are you? Or you would have apprehensions, or you would have probably those apprehensions that what are the things which I am going to talk. First of all, I'm not going to bore you. That much I can assure you. I won't take more than that required time. Let me make a slight corrections in my introductions. I was Additional Commissioner of Police, Law and Order, not Crime. And I am also an engineer. I did my engineering from AMU in Electronics and Communication. Then I did my MTech in Computer Science and Technology from Roorkee. And before coming to the IPS, I was in Indian Telecommunication Service. Now, cyber is one field where I am personally and professionally also interested. Gentlemen, you know, naturally, I'm not expected or neither an expert in the cyber security. But what I am going to tell you is about what you can expect in the future and how we should be prepared to tackle with that. Now, when the nuclear energy was invented, nobody thought that it can be, used in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And in one go, we can have such a huge massacre, the effects and ripples of which are still being felt. Similarly, when you invented mobile, incidentally, let me tell you, I always recollect this moment with a great sense of satisfaction and also nostalgia that when I was in Department of Telecommunication, that time it was not BSNL. So the first license for the telecommunication, I remember there was a company called Usha Phone. I signed it as AGM. Way back before joining, yes, open karke. So when we invented mobile, we didn't know that the terrorist will use that to trigger a bomb, right? So when you are inventing IT day in and day out, please remember one thing. Anything which is fast developing, if you are none of you would have seen a bullock cart. But also I haven't experienced it much. But let me tell you, travel in bullock cart is very, very safe, right? You can steer it well. Then when you change from bullock cart to, let's say, a horse cart, which is slightly faster, the danger increases. The point I am trying to make, when you changed from a Fiat car, ambassador car, to the high-speed driven car, currently SUVs, are you realizing the danger involved? The fraction of second of the judgment error can lead to a fatal accident. Again, the point I am trying to drive is, anything which is emerging so fast, the pace, you have to be that much cautious. And that is the case with the information technology. Sometimes we do not know that what we are dealing with. Sometimes we are not aware of the dangers it may throw open on us. So first and foremost, I would like you to request that a person who had invented nuclear energy, he did not anticipate, he did not make any safeguard for that. There are certain things, when you are creating something, when you are experiencing something, when something is emerging, one thing is to realize what possible danger it can throw upon. Same is the case with the cyber security. With a lot of passion, with a lot of fun, with a lot of enthusiasm, and rightly so, we say my watch is online now. Tomorrow my car is online. I have a smart phone. I have a smart car. I have a smart fridge. But do you realize that your smart fridge can also spy on you? Do you realize that your smart camera, your smartphone, these problems were not there in the normal phone. Your old push button phone cannot spy on you. Now a person can hack into your camera, can hack into your mobile, steal your entire data, so safely kept away in good old times in the bank locker, and in a moment he can steal away. With all due respect, and then no malintention needed or no intended, the cloud, which we keep sending our data, many of which is a very crucial data. Have you imagined that what will happen if somebody hacks that cloud? And it has already been happening in certain cases. The idea is definitely not to, dissuade you or to scare you from the usage of the technology. Idea is, if I am taking a SUV, going on the ORR at 200 speed, I also have to take that much of caution. So as the technology is emerging, you have to realize that it throws a lot of challenges. Now, I am not able to recollect exact name of the movie, but I'm sure many of the students back there, you must have seen a lot of Hollywood movies and all that. There is one movie I recollect. One is I, Robot. So nowadays people come with a lot of passion to me, and then they come that, sir, we are inventing AI, artificial intelligence. I had heard about AI, that was the subject in contemplation when I was doing my MTech. I said, very nice, please go ahead. But do keep in mind the dangers it can throw, and do provide the adequate safe lines. In iRobot, what happens ultimately, just to connect to the subject, the robots one day decide. See, they have some laws of robot that they have to save human life. I'll not go into the detail. Then one day they decide the biggest threat to the human life is human itself. Then there is another movie where the entire world is connected to a cyber entity, and that is named as Alexa, if I remember correctly. Then same thing happens. All the controls are passed over to him. Everything is online, from the plane to train to aeroplane to your bank, everything is online. And one day Alexa decides that this is the best course of action, that these people need to be eliminated, including head of a state, for saving of the mankind. The point I want to drive here during my talk is that be aware of all the possible threats which the technology can throw open. Artificial intelligence is something which keeps learning by itself, and then you pass on certain decision making to it. I'll tell you a small example. You pass on the certain decision making now to your smartphones also, right? That automatically detect this device when it is nearby, then open your lock. So a decision which you should have manually made, you are passing that judgment to the device. Now device will not realize that today you are not going to office, today is a holiday. So, or device will not realize that you have come to on a holiday to an office. It will automatically unlock, and you are carefree that anyway I have that lock now, so it will automatically activate. It can throw open that thing. Idea is, when you make the machine take the decisions which human beings take, I am all for it. But do not take out the human component, a human decision making or human oversight, and more importantly, make adequate safeguards. I have personally realized it number of times. You all of you must be putting this D&D, right? Now one day there is a commercial emergency in your corporate, and it phone automatically goes to your sleep do not disturb mode. Your people are calling you frantically, and naturally you are not aware about that. There the danger lies. More so with the emerging technology now. To start with, one of the participant here, she was asking me that what are the common MOs, right? Very rightly so. And before that, incidentally, during our pre-talk, there were certain things, even if I take a couple of minutes more, I hope you won't mind, that they were saying, sir, you can use it for the security and governance. So the perception about police is, though it may not be a part of the talk, but it is definitely a relevant, portion, because so that next time you approach a police officer, you can. Police is no more. See, police is progressing with the society. We are not that lathi wielding a person which you used to be, or we come with the challan. Today you get the challan at your home. We have to. There is no option. Tomorrow, if you come to me that I have been cheated by a OTP fraud, do you expect me to say, I don't know what is OTP? So let us now, because that question came, then let me dispel this notion. One of the job of police is to keep a tab on the emerging crime pattern. You may not be aware, we have a Bureau of Police Research and Development. We have a NCRB. We have in-house data whose job is only to predict what kind of future possible crimes are possible and prepare ourselves for that. Today you go to a constable. He will open your tab. He'll open his tab and tell you these are the challans pending on your this thing. Or today, the number of crimes which is happening, you realize that we are very fast detecting. We are not that old police. Please do this. Please let us throw out of this thing. We are as fast. We are part of the society, and we try our level best to stay a step ahead. That is why safety and security, by and large, is still prevailing in the society. Right? You will agree to that. So we have to stay a step ahead. Other day, last year, I headed a delegation. I had the privilege of leading a delegation to Netherlands, Amsterdam. No, it had happened in the Hague on the cyber security. And there is many of you may not be aware, students, and all of you corporate must be aware. There is a very famous conference called One Conference, which is held every year in the Netherlands, in the various parts of it. So basically the idea is that the cyber criminal is one word, cyber security should be one word, because cyber threat does not differentiate between the race, caste, state and country. The same, I'm sorry for using, but yes, let me refer it to that. The same Pegasus software can attack you in US, it can attack you in Australia, the same software can as well hack you here. If somebody can develop a technology which can hack into iPhone or any Android phone, it is irrespective. So, one of the peculiar feature of cyber crime or cyber security or cyber threat is it erases total boundaries between the, truly that global village, that concept comes into picture. So the idea of One Conference is that all the cyber criminal is one word. So in the future, it is going to be cyber crime versus cyber security. That's the reason that the cyber security forces need to join hand, exchange data, exchange information on day-to-day basis, and then do it. Let's just to very quickly list out the most common MO cyber offense or cyber crime is the OTP fraud. All of you are aware, it is still prevalent. It is there for last almost 10 years or even before, but it is still prevalent. Only the method of operation is changing. I was just sharing with, earlier they used to think we are calling for your bank, from your bank, your card is closed, you give us OTP, it will open. Now and you must be aware that how much government spends resources and efforts, including police, to make the people aware. You must have heard number of times screaming into your head, don't tell OTP, don't tell OTP, still you tell OTP. Huh? The moment some different situation is created, you forget all that thing and you end up telling. Your son, your brother, your spouse has been caught by police, or he has met an accident. They are asking admission charges. You'll get a OTP. You quickly share that. Right? That's the most common. It is still remains. Then now the arena, as the arena of online thing is increasing, the smart chip, smartness of the equipment is increasing. Please be aware. Sometimes I get apprehension. You have a same thing which I told. In the next half a decade, you will see that there will be more smart equipments in your house than smart human beings. A family of 4 will be surrounded by 40 equipments. Each equipment keeps an eye of you. You must have heard that joke. That I told a joke to my wife. My wife laughed. Alexa, what do we call? Siri laughed. Alexa laughed. Because all three heard. Right? When you give permission to an app, despite so many safeguards by various forums being built, in the hurry to install the app you want, even if it is a gaming app, you want that app to be installed fast. You give all permissions without seeking to. Have you ever gone into your phone? There is a section called which are the apps which are using this permission. Kindly after that, particularly the people at the back, go into that section that who all you have given the permission to use your camera and use your mic. Why should Zomato track my location? Why should Uber track my location? It's say for easy access, for better feedback and all that. No, I don't want easy access. I don't want better feedback. I want my privacy also. So once you give that, I'm not no malintention needed or no intended or no discredit intended, disrespect intended to anyone. The idea is would like to share data with you only what you require. You need not to track me entire my day. So thankfully there is a feature, I'm sure that many of you know, that allow this time only, or allow every time that I don't use the, only once. That's the best way. You never know. They say cleverly, some of the apps, they say cleverly that while using the app. Now the app may use it anytime, na? It's not necessary that you open. It may open that I'm upgrading myself. It will ask permission. That time also it can. That is one thing is that data theft is another MO which is very, very commonly now occurring in different forms and different ways. Your identity theft is the next thing. The entire data of a person is stolen. Now he becomes you or she becomes you. He can talk to your customers, he can talk to your employer, he can talk to your employees, he can talk to your bank, give the instruction from bank. That is called identity theft, the entire identity. Because you just need to see what will happen. Very interesting. Students, are you listening? Or you are too far to listen? Am I audible to you, all of you? What happens, you will create an email, same phone, right? Then you will link your Instagram, you will link your Facebook. You just, one person needs to break just one thing. It's very easy. In 5 minutes, I can hack into any of these accounts, and then the entire personality of a person is open. Who are your friends? Who are your, customers? Who are your colleagues? Who are your everything? Other day, I shouldn't. I don't know. I mean, should tell you. Somebody created a fake profile of mine on the WhatsApp in the same MO that I am stuck up somewhere. Can you send me this Amazon fraud you must have heard? But because we keep telling, nobody sent, because they could realize what they need to do. They just need to. My photo is available on website, on anywhere in number of places. So that is the identity theft, which is the next MO. And coming to the next part, the day I took charge as Commissioner of Police, in next week I called off a meeting of we have a women's safety wing, we have a cyber crime wing. I called both the DCPs. And I told, you see, in the times to come, eve teasing is going to be more on the laptop and mobile than on the road. Right? There is more eve teasing on the mobile, online eve teasing, than the what is on the road. And just to share with you, that has been one of my priority areas, to provide safety and security to everyone, and particularly to the women folk, and particularly to the young students. So from there, we started the program of awareness and enforcement on cyber stalking. Now, what is cyber stalking? Many of you know. I'll give you an interesting example, which is for the consumption for the students seated there. I give this example when I go to the colleges as a part of cyber stalking. I say, if a stranger walks up to you on road, he may be of same gender, and says, I want to become your friend. Will you accept? Would you? So you will not. Are, who are you? How are you connected? I don't know you. How can I suddenly become your friend? And same goes for the opposite gender also. If a opposite gender person walks up to you and says, he or she, that I want to become your friend, would you accept? You won't. But it takes just 2 seconds for the same person to create a nice Facebook profile and on WhatsApp and say, hi, friends, you will accept the friend request. Start conversing with them. So, in real life, you take so many precautions. But in the online, you are so, sometimes lacking in taking those adequate precautions. Other day, surprisingly, I was telling some of the people, because I have to tell the people why I am connecting these kind of things, because so that you will understand, you will appreciate that. Other day, one lady was defrauded by, like that. Somebody said the similar kind of thing, and then this thing happened. So I said, Amma, all of you understand Telugu? Amma, మీరు కూరగాయల తీసుకోవడానికి వెళ్ళేటప్పుడు 4 సారి రేట్ చెక్ చేసుకుంటారు. 4 సారి అది కూరగాయని చెక్ చేస్తారు, whether whether the birakaya is correct or not, or if you are purchasing an apple, whether it is ripe or it is rotten. But while doing online shopping and online friendship, you don't think twice. It also deserves as much precaution. So I told, a first step I tell, the same thing which I told just now, is that I told the other day I was in a college, and particularly, as you know, more so because girls are more vulnerable. So naturally, we target more of those audience. I told, you put DP, your profile pic, the way you want. All right, no problem. But the least you can do is to choose who can see that. Isn't it? Other day, there was a same kind of thing. A person became online friend. They shared pics. He started blackmailing. And there are few things I don't want to tell here. Right? So, there was a commotion. Immediately, we sent in the night itself to the rescue of those girls' hostel. We said that don't worry. First of all, take these precautions, block these people. These are the gang members. And then we deputed our people. We tracked them in 24 hours from the neighboring state and brought them to book 4 of them. Now, you would, when I say cyber stalking, many of you would still not be clear. But by the next time what I say, it will make you amply clear. One of the problem of the cyber fraud is the same as of a problem in the molestation. The victim doesn't want to report. Victim doesn't want to come forward to report. And more so in case of cyber stalking. Because she is worried. The moment I say that somebody is blackmailing me, has done, my data or my pictures or something, first thing my parents is going to ask is that why did you become friend? We are in that society. So what does the poor girl do? Where does the solution lie? It may sound easy, it may sound simple, but believe me, it can be very, very taxing. There are people who start thinking of committing suicide because of that. So, what we did, one is that a broad-based cyber stalking program, which comprises of some subject expert with non-expert like me, then a PPT slide, then a movie. And then we are shortly going to start a helpline for such victims. If it has happened, first of all, it should not happen. It's something like a disease which should not come. Otherwise, it becomes difficult. So take precautions. But if it happens, in that case, we will come to your rescue. You may not share with your parents, your teacher, your anyone. But we will handle it that too anonymously. All you need to know is, all you need to do is to approach us. Then we will, the idea I am just telling you, particularly so that you can flash it around. The idea is that we know how to tackle a criminal. So once you share with, let's say somebody has stolen your data, somebody has either intended or unintended, either with consent or without consent, somebody has your pictures, and you are under blackmail. Then what we will do is that first to calm you down, second to guide you step by step in getting some information about that criminal. Then our team will get activated and get him. So this is also a step cyber helpline, particularly for girls, which we are soon going to start. So likewise, we are staying ahead, and then before finishing, I'll just throw some ideas. You know, your ideas, particularly those who are in R&D, which you have been working for years, can be stolen in a jiffy. It's very easy for your colleague to guess your password. He knows your name. You share the date of birth. He wishes you marriage anniversary. They know sometimes that your children's birthday. If I'm just saying, if two scientists are working on the same project, one has got a breakthrough. If somebody is trying to, let's say, let's go back in time. If a doctor is working on a vaccine of COVID, let's go back in time. Other doctor knows it takes 5 minutes to steal that entire research. So what do? There are things in place. Please be aware and do use them, incorporate. Let me tell you, in our country, unfortunately, the awareness about certain precautions and certain solutions which are already available is very less. We are Netherlands, there is a firm, or otherwise there is a solution which is called diode technology. Now diode is a very old technology. What it means is, diode data transfer technology is the name. That diode, most of you are engineers, in fact all of you. So diode only permits the flow of current in a unidirection. In the opposite, its resistance becomes almost infinite. Same it does. That for your server, for the safety of your data bank, for your data bank and for your server and for your data storage, backup storage, it provides that kind of a segregation of wall by diode technology, where you can put in, but you can't take it back. For taking it back, the root access is limited only to that. There is another very easy solution available, number of places, open sources, that is called irregular pattern recognition. It's called by different name. How the idea works, that your mobile knows what time you go to sleep, what time you get up, right? More than your parents, more than your siblings, more than your, sometime with your spouse also. Because last time, what is the activity, this thing? So this solution works on your mobile knows you better. It knows your pattern, that this time you will make multiple calls. This time you will access your mail and all that. So if there is a irregular activity, if that solution is installed in your mobile, it will detect that pattern and alert you. Suppose suddenly, it may happen by you also, but most often than not, it may be a data theft. Let's say suddenly 3:30 a.m., your device is sending a lot of data out. So that means there is a malware or a spyware. It will detect that abnormal pattern and alert you. Then we are talking of virtual reality and we are talking of artificial intelligence. Believe me, it's a lethal combination. Needs to be handled with care. It needs to be, I was surprised when two young researchers, they presented a paper in future, what they call as cyber molestation. There is a paper, probably it is in the net. So a person commits theft of your entire data. He creates your image in a virtual reality and that kind of thing. Now, these are the questions of law, whether it is but the idea is that you should know that these two, virtual reality and artificial intelligence and all these things, they are required. Just be aware of their threats, is all I want to know. And take enough safeguards. There are ample solutions, including firewalls, air gap computers, then of course dial technology, and then last what I told, irregular pattern behavior. There are some companies which offer this kind of solution also. I mean, they place it on your server. It will keep on studying the pattern, and if there is a malware threat, then World Forum is also working on the frequent exchange, the instant exchange, because a cyber criminal in 1 hour he can commit 100 crimes. The idea is that only before anybody comes to of a MO, once you know about Pegasus, you all get alerted. I'm using the word only for the purpose of making myself clear. So, it is with that speed that we should also keep exchanging the information among us to face these future cyber criminals. So, I'll conclude by saying, all would go for technology. I am originally an engineer and MTech in computer science and technology, and we can't exist without technology. Let me tell you, it's one way. Now, you can't go back to bullock cart. You can't go back to the writing the ledger on this from the online. But build enough safeguards, keep the threats in mind, take enough precautions, use the solutions, and then take adequate care while using all these products. And let me also assure you, in the end, we are trying to put a step ahead and stay a step ahead to know about these cyber criminals and take care of all of you in the times to come from these cyber criminals. Thank you very much.